So the other day there was this quest thingy in Sea of Thieves. You started it by talking to the lady in front of the tavern, and she revealed that Merrick, savior of Golden Sands, has been murdered. Do I know who that is? No. Did I know that Golden Sands needed saving at all? Absolutely not. But you could be sure that I was going to find the fiend that killed Merrick. So I went to the island that she told me about, read some books there, then went to another island and talked to an NPC there, which completed the first chapter. I then logged off. That's when everything started going wrong. A few days later, I logged back in, determined to complete the adventure. I went to the tavern lady and pressed the start adventure button, then sailed off to talk to the NPC at K9 Island. It was then that I realized that in talking to the tavern lady again, I had restarted the adventure. No matter, I just sailed south to the first sea post that I visited, read the books again, then sailed all the way back to K9 Island and started the next chapter of the quest. I then had to sail over to Wanderer's Refuge, trudge all over that island, and pick up more clues. These directed me to islands in the far north of the map, but I had more pressing problems to deal with. There was a Reaper's Bones emissary prowling the seas, and they had just reached emissary level 5. A Reaper's emissary is a boat that's marked on the map and sworn to combat with other vessels, and the more ships they plunder, the higher their emissary level goes. Once they reach the 5th tier, they could see ships sailing under other emissary flags. Normally, this wouldn't be an issue for me, as emissary flags are only for use when doing a voyage to acquire treasure, but for some inexplicable reason, I decided to raid the gold holder flag on a voyage that has no loot. That pathetic level 1 mocked me as it flopped in the wind, telling everyone my location. Emissary flags aren't like the normal ones that you can just take on and off. They can only be lowered at outpost, and there was no way the Reapers were letting me get to one. I was forced to flee south. You know, the exact opposite direction from where I was supposed to go. I changed my course, and the Reapers did the same. This told me that they were out for blood. My blood, specifically. There was only one thing for me to do: sink my boat, and thus remove the emissary flag attached. So now I could finally reach the northern islands, right? No, this is Sea of Thieves. You don't get nice things here. The game spawned me at the southernmost island it possibly could, meaning I had to sail the entire height of the map. That may seem reasonable, until you realize that's about a 30-minute trip of non-stop sailing. Oh, and the Reapers were still hunting for me. Resigned to my fate, I started my long journey northwards. To entertain myself, I kept launching both my cat and myself out of the cannons until that too caused problems. I somehow managed to get stuck inside an island. And I don't mean stuck inside a building on an island, no. I mean I somehow phased through solid rock and got stuck inside the land itself. Oh, and it goes without saying at this point, I ran into a storm and got repeatedly struck by lightning. No, I was not holding a sword. I finally reached the northern islands. Then a kraken showed up. Then a boat showed up. I somehow managed to find all the evidence up there. Of course, then I had to sail all the way back to K9 Island to talk to the NPC lady there. I finally completed the chapter. Exhausted, I logged off for the day. The next day, I got on again, ready to do the really big fight that the NPC said would happen. It was at this moment that my friend attempted to shatter my hopes and dreams. Thankfully, my veteran pirate legend friend had no idea what he was talking about. I sailed off to Sea Dog's Rest to confront the killer. Naturally, the game threw everything it had left at me. I saw 2 large player ships, there was a storm, oh, and a skeleton fleet. You know, in the 2 square wide gap between the islands. I somehow made it to the Sea Dog's Tavern and found the culprit there. During the entire cutscene, I was repeatedly struck by lightning. Not holding anything made of metal, Zeus just hates me specifically. You can be sure that once ship naming comes out, I am 100% naming my sloop the Murphy's Law. The cutscene finished and the killer was revealed. The fiend that ended Derek's life was none other than Aramanta. I don't know who that is.